Hey guys, this is Mr. Wickwar. This is SketchUp Tutorial 1. If you go to the Google Classroom, you can just click on the link that should bring you right around here. At this point, we're going to click on Products and go SketchUp Free. I've already signed in, but right over here, as soon as you click on Start Modeling, it will ask you to sign in. Make sure you sign in with your Google credentials that will be right over here. You'll see the Trimble logo spin around, and then we will open up into SketchUp. Okay, now a little bit about SketchUp itself. When it first opens, it is going to show you your dashboard. Okay, if you want to start a new project, you would click Create New. Once you click Create New, it will open up a new project for you. Your toolbar is located right over here. Understand, as I'm clicking on these tools and showing them at you, there are tools behind each tool. Okay, this is an online version, although it will save your project here. Okay. The man is here for scale, which we're not going to need too much because we're going to be building our first building to scale. When you first open up, you also see a toolbar to this side over here. These are mainly for online type stuff and measuring things, but also for your materials. Okay, so if you want to click on materials, you click on the little checkerboard square. Okay, if you want to then search for something, you click on the little magnifying glass. Okay, I'm going to close this for right now. You'll see three lines. The line that goes left or east to west or west to east, that is red. The x-axis is red. The y that goes up and down or north to south is the y-axis. X is red, y is blue, and then in the back we have the one that goes in the distance. It is green, sometimes called the z or the horizon line. It is why this is a 3D modeling software, because you have three different measurements. To start with, we are going to create what we need to in the classroom. The first thing it asks for is a fence. The fence needs to be 300 feet by 300 feet to contain your Santa's Village. So I'm going to go over here and click on the rectangle tool. Okay, I'm going to go right here to the center. And if you scroll out, that actually zooms out. And you'll notice it's going to be hard to put a square that size in this area. So I'm going to click on the orbit tool. And behind that, you'll find a little finger. And this allows you to drag the scene over a little bit. We want to draw all of our stuff we create in this quadrant right here. Okay, so I'm going to go click the rectangle tool again. I'm going to draw a rectangle, and if you look in the bottom right hand corner, you'll see my dimensions. When I get to approximately 300, which is about right there, it's 302 by 329, etc. I'm just going to let go. Don't move your mouse, and then type in 300 apostrophe comma space 300 apostrophe, and then hit enter. And you'll see that my square changed a little bit. It is now exactly 300 feet, as you can see by the dimension box in the bottom right-hand corner. Now we need to give it a little elevation, so I'm going to click on the push-pull tool, and I'm going to drag this thing straight up about 6 feet. If you look in the bottom right, you'll see that I'm about at 6 feet, but not exactly. I let go. I type in 6 apostrophe enter, and it is exactly 6 feet. It shows you over here in the little dimensions box. Now what we're going to do is click on the arrow tool, click on the top roof, hit delete. Click on the bottom floor, click delete, and now we have a fence line that is exactly 300 by 300 feet. Okay, so at this point, all I need to do is add a texture to this fence to make it look like a fence. I'm going to click on materials. I'm going to come down here and scroll and look at all the choices. One of the choices is landscaping, fencing, and vegetation. Let's just add a wooden picket fence or a little wooden fence like so. And I'm just going to paint this full. Pushing in the scroll button allows you to orbit around like I just did. And there is our fancy looking fence. All right. I'm going to now close this. I'm going to go back. I'm going to use my 2 fingers again, called the pan tool. I'm going to scroll out a little. And I'm going to make a center square of roads. I'm going to grab the rectangle. I know I want buildings to be all around here, as we've kind of talked about. So I'm going to start about right here and draw a big square right in the center. Okay, once it's square, I'm going to let go. And now to determine how big our streets need to be. Okay, our streets need to be about as wide as 2 cars, right? So a car's about 5 or 6 feet, times 2 is 12. Little space on each side. I'm going to say about 15 feet. So I'm going to draw a little measurement out here. I'm looking in my right where it says length. And that one's about 16 feet. That'll work. Notice that it leaves this dotted line as a guide. Grab my rectangle tool right about here and draw myself an interior square of about about like this. Okay, now I'm just going to click my arrow tool, click inside and delete the center. Boom, we got a road. Okay, if we want to add some pizzazz to that, we can go down here. We can click on roads are made out of like asphalt. I think it's up at the top here, asphalt and concrete. I'm going to use this dark one just because it kind of looks cool. And boom, we got our street filled out. If these little guidelines bother you, I'm just going to delete it because I don't want it there anymore. And I'm going to scroll in where we need to build our first building. Okay, first building we're going to build is the one we're going to build perfectly to scale. So the other buildings are to scale. Okay, so we're going to click on the rectangle tool again. We're going to come right over here. We want our first building. I'm going to leave a little room here for a walkway. And I'm looking in the bottom right-hand corner where the dimensions are. That's about 20 by 20. Lego, type it in, 2O apostrophe, comma, space, 2O apostrophe, enter. And look that it say the exact same that you need. Grab the push-pull tool, and now we're going to lift this up, drag it up about 10 feet, and then go ahead and type in your dimensions. 1, 0, apostrophe, enter. Okay, so I got a little building there. I'm going to zoom in on this building now. Again, if it's not where you want it to be, use the 2 fingers, the pan tool. Okay, I'm going to scroll in just a little, grab my pencil, move right across the front of this building till it snaps. Once it does, midpoint, go straight up on the blue axis. Make sure you're on the blue. If it's not colored blue, you're not on the blue. Right about there. Now I just connect my dots. Spin around. Push-pull tool. And push-pull these right out. Spin back around to the front. And now we're ready to add some style. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to find the roofing. Here's roofing. Let's add some shingles. Okay, to the front, I'm going to add, I don't know, let's make it stone. I'm going to add like, not stone. Let's make it, brick and cladding. So I'm going to make it brick. And finally, we're going to add a couple of doors and windows to finish this out. And that will be the end of tutorial 1. Let's put a big old window on the side of this. I'm just going to grab a rectangle, draw a big old window. I like my windows to be inset just a little bit. Oops. I'm going to undo that. Something's acting funky with my window. Let's try that again. Window. Inset that window just a little. There we go. Okay, every now and then you just got to try things twice, right? Let's scroll down to windows. Window coverings. We're going to choose, oh, cool. Let's use these blinds. Okay, scroll around to the front. I would put more windows on than that, but for time purposes, you get it. Rectangle tool one more time. Doors are about 6'6". I'm going to start here. I'm looking in the bottom right-hand corner. 6'6" is about right there. Inset it just a bit. Okay, then find a door covering you like. I'm going to do, let's do glass. Glass and mirrors. Ooh, I like this cobblestone door. Or not cobblestone, but like a cobble window. And lastly, we're going to put a title on this. Okay, for a title, you go to the throwing star, also known as the move tool. I take that back. It's underneath the rectangle, and there's the A for text. I'm going to type in, let's go Santa HQ for headquarters. Okay, put it where it goes. If you don't like the size of it, again, click on the throwing star, choose the scale tool, come down here, stretch it over a little. If you want to move that, go back to the throwing star, also known as the move tool, and just move it over. Fill it with the color. Let's go red. So if I scroll out, we've got our first building underway. Okay, if I move over a little bit so you can see my whole scene, you can see that I've got a nice little village set up. We're going to be talking more about how to build houses. You're going to build 10 over here, probably a little entrance and so forth. Okay, if I go back to the assignment and I click on the exact assignment. As you can see now, here's what we got. Okay, we did the surrounding fence. We did the Central Park with roads. We did the village headquarters. Okay, we're ready to knock out some of these buildings. Remember, 10 buildings in total. Try to make everything look good. That is all. Okay, have fun with it. I think you'll enjoy this one. It is fun to work with and so forth. That is all. Have a good one. And I'm trying to figure out how to turn this off.